Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is my half a Vulcan. It's Frank. That wasn't as good as that came. I wanted it to be, but you're still half a Vulcan.
Thank you. Vulcan and a half to be board, Captain.
Do you have a good Spock impression?
Oh, fascinating.
It's pretty good. The eyebrow arch actually makes it like pretty good.
Hmm.
That's pretty good. If you could be a Vulcan or a Klingon, what would you be?
Hmm. I
You
mean,
had to be
Vulcan.
one. Yeah,
I'm
I
a
wouldn't want to be a
Vulcan. I
Klingon.
feel
There's
more
so much pressure.
I'm just not that confrontational.
Sure.
I'm much more the one to sit down and logic through something than I am to, just chop someone's head off just for the spectacle of it or because of
Mhm.
honor or something.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah.
That's why we're friends. Not interested in you chopping
Yeah,
off
no, no,
any
no. It's we
anybody's
complement each
head.
other. I'm the logic one. You're the chop someone's head off one. That's
Yeah,
us.
of course. That's me,
Famously.
obviously. I love it. It's the
Yeah.
best thing to do in the world. It's the
Mhm.
best.
Cooler heads prevail, and they get cooler because you chop them off, and they no longer have body heat.
Perfect. Indeed. Uh, um, what are you drinking today on Beer with Geeks, my friend?
I am finishing up my Sam Adams, summer, variety pack. I've got a few of these still in the fridge. I just had one of the American Light, earlier today, and today, I'm having a, blueberry lager. The
Very
blueberry lager
nice.
from the summer pack because it is almost time for the fall beers. It is arguably
It
already
is,
time for the fall beers.
it is officially
It is
fall.
officially fall as we record this now, yeah.
Yeah, it is
So
officially fall, which is why I am drinking something from the fall pack. I am
aha!
drinking a Sam Adams Harvest Hellas.
Ooh, that sounds
Yeah,
delightful. I can't wait to get my
Hellas.
hands on that.
Yeah, it's very good, very crisp.
Mm.
Yeah, it's very tasty. There's the fall pack is excellent this year.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, they have a Hellas, they have a Munich style, which is the flannel. They have the pumpkin, and then they have something else, but I can't remember what it is. But anyway, yeah, it's a really good variety
Nice.
pack
It was
this
a
year.
good summer pack this year, I have to say. Um,
I didn't get a single. I don't think I had a single summer
really?
pack. I definitely had a summer
You had
once.
porch rocker, didn't you? You didn't rock on the
Yeah, but I
porch?
didn't get it in the pack. I got it
Oh, sure.
individually.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Sam Summer, I feel like, was gone early this summer.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe it arrived earlier, maybe it arrived at the usual time, but I feel like it was gone sooner than I people were already Oktoberfest was already starting to pop up. Uh,
Yeah, which I'm not like, I like my fall beers in
yeah.
the fall. Like,
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right?
call me crazy that,
All seasonal beers, right? Like I'm kind of like I want to have it in the season for it, not a month before the season for it. I don't know. It's every year, right? Everyone's like, oh, pumpkin spice is happening earlier and earlier. Like it happens every year, but like I feel the same every year. I'm sort of like in August, I still want to be having my summer beer. Call me
right?
crazy.
Because it's still summer for a
September,
long time in
yeah,
August.
for a long time in August, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um, for all
Yeah,
of August, in fact, it is
yeah.
still summer.
Pumpkin is the only one that I feel like I can, if whether it's pumpkin spice or pumpkin ale or whatever, is the only one that I can justify for other people, not for myself.
Sure.
For other people because pumpkin is really a late summer thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, it's not like it grows in the late summer. By the
Hmm.
time the late fall actually rolls around, you're way past pumpkins.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why jack-o'-lanterns exist in the first place because they're like, "We gotta get rid of these vegetables. Let's do something fun with it."
Yeah,
Um, so I'm okay when people are drinking their pumpkin spice in late August. That doesn't bother me the same way.
sure.
Yeah, but I don't want my Oktoberfest in August. I want it in
Well, that's
October.
it. Yeah, I will September is okay. September is
Mhm.
okay. Late
Yep,
September in particular, but
late September.
September in general, I will, entertain it, because it's like September is the transitional sorta season, right? So, like, I see that. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would love to, I should go back and listen to however many times we've had this exact conversation every change of season since
Ooh, yeah.
2014. Um,
I don't know if we actually talk about it too
I
much.
wonder.
I don't
But
know.
it must have come up, right? Like, we must have in 2015 made some passing comment or like, "Can you believe they already have Oktoberfest on the shelf?" Oh, I know, crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, but I would like to I guess I would like to mark when that did occur, I guess, right? I
Oh,
guess
sure. Yeah.
that's the point. I would like to say, like, did we say it in August? Did we say it in September?
Right.
When did that pop up?
Yeah.
That's what I wanna
We've
know.
got a lot of years of data points now
So many
to
years of
look
data
back on.
points.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah. Long time. Yeah, many, many, many years, light years. You could look back on many, many star dates in the past and see a lot of what's going on in our personal logs.
What is a star date, Frank?
Dude, they keep changing it. It's meant the numbers have meant different things at different times. They've meant nothing at different times. I believe, and somebody will, look at the wiki, memory alpha, and tell me. But I believe that at some point there was an actual like a numerical system that this number correlates to this year or whatever. But I don't really think that they mean anything
No,
anymore
because, like,
canonically.
it was flub for the original series.
Right.
It was flub for Star Trek: The Original Series, so,
Yes.
like, why you can't possibly, some things work out and you can nonsense in an excuse,
Eh,
but when it's just a
sure.
bunch of random numbers, there's no real system that you can have. But I asked the question because on Strange New Worlds this past season, Kirk is doing his personal log and he says, "Stardate, what is a stardate?" I'm like,
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
That's right. Mm,
Just popped in, Frank. Let's talk Strange New Worlds. Star Trek
mhm.
Strange New Worlds season 3 ended not too long ago. Couple last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't even know
Yeah,
anymore.
I think 2 weeks ago.
Um, and I thought this was their strongest season yet. Me personally, this was the
Mhm.
season where the characters found their grooves.
Yes.
Yeah, or they found their secondary characteristics, if that makes sense. Like it's not just, "Oh, I fly the ship. I also do this. I'm not just the captain, I also do this.
Right,
I'm
Ortegas is
not
not
just."
just a pilot, and Uhura's not just the communications officer, like, they all have another
Exactly, they have another
dimension.
thing. Yes, and that's what this season really was to me, and I think that's what I appreciated about this more this season more than anything. I especially think with La'an more than anybody, she's like, "I'm not just security officer, I am also a dancer, and I'm also funny, and, and I'm like all these other things." That was the highlight for me, and I also loved their, on off episodes, like serious episode, not serious episode,
Yes.
serious episode, not serious episode. I love the formula because I love non-serious Star Trek. It's my favorite Star Trek.
Yes.
Just complete absurdity for no
And
reason.
and this show does it so well, and they lean into it so hard when they do, and they're always so committed to those non-serious episodes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even the non-serious ones, like, they tend to serve a good purpose,
Yes.
like, whether it's connecting back to something from the 2nd episode, this, there was the wedding, this season that was connected to,
Yes.
like, it was, I guess, spoiler for Strange New Worlds, like,
I
moving
mean,
in, but,
yeah.
like, yeah, but, like, Q's son was,
Yep.
like, here, but he was from the original series in the first place, so not only was it, like, a original series callback, but it's a next generation, like,
Mhm.
thing, and I just, like, they were just really firing on all cylinders
Yes.
here. I
Yes.
appreciated it really across the board.
I very much agree with everything you've said. I think the way that I thought about it too was that I think this is really the season where not only did all the characters find another dimension where they're not just one-dimensional characters, but also this is I feel like where it finally hit its stride as an ensemble sort of
Yep.
show. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like season 1 was, as you would expect, it leaned into Pike as the protagonist,
Sure.
as you would expect from any Star Trek show, is the captain to be the protagonist. Season 2, I think they did lean it more into the ensemble thing, and we got to know they fleshed out some of the secondary characters, some more of the supporting
Mhm.
characters, but this season, they became less supporting characters and more of an ensemble.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, they figured out the system, like, that allowed us to get to know everybody,
Yeah,
but without ever leaving anybody behind. Eh, that so even if, like, I don't know, like, Dr. Mbenga wasn't in this episode, that's because last episode was all about him, and
right.
so it's okay that I didn't see him in this one because in the next one, he's gonna appear
Yes.
and, so on and so on and so on
Yeah,
from there.
I feel like in the original series, you had a character like Nurse Chapel who would disappear for 10 episodes or something, right? And then, like,
Mhm.
she would just be back, and it would sort of be, she's here because the plot says she's here. Um,
Right.
and in this show, they do still have, like, a sort of rotation where, like, not all every character's in every episode, but you don't have that thing of, like, I haven't seen this person in half a year. Are they even still on the ship?
Right.
Right.
Yep. Yep.
I also really, um, I feel like the yes, so they every it is more of an ensemble, and they have really, every character feels like they've gotten a little bit, you've gotten familiar enough with every character now that you get just the right amount of every character. Where, like, I don't need Sam Kirk in every episode. I just don't. Like, he's not that compelling to me that I
Yep.
need Sam in every single episode. But or like, well, yeah. So, like, he'll show up every few episodes, and it's like just enough. Or like a character like Pelia doesn't necessarily carry a whole season arc, but she shows up every other episode or every third episode
Right.
and has something to contribute when she does.
Well, Pelia is an interesting it's funny you say Pelia because, like, that she's really only there to get you to Scotty,
That's right.
right? It's a especially with Scotty being on the show, through the season being on the ship, and you could see it in the way that she interacts with him and whatever, that she is, training him for
Sure.
something, like, she's just here for fun. So, that type of character doesn't have to have an
That's right.
arc. She is there purely for the fun of it as a character, but also as, um, uh, I guess also a character in a meta way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, 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 yeah. Yes.
yeah, yeah, and story structure narrative kinda way, and
She is, yeah.
also as, her own drive. But I also like that she also serves a function, like that episode where they were running around, they have to hardwire the
Yes,
landlines
that was my
into.
favorite. I think that was my favorite Pelia episode to date.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
like when they go into her quarters and they're like, "This is exactly as I imagined it would
Yes.
be." Like, this is spot on. But it
It
was
is
just
it has remained the '60s in there for,
Mhm.
150 years or whatever.
So g I just really I like an in-house reason for why they have phones, like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, that's like that yeah, obviously, like, hardwire does work better in
It's
some
like,
respects, like, it's
okay,
good
if
to have.
there's the yeah, right, like, the whole thing was that the signals were being jammed, right? Can't jam it if it's
Right.
going through a wire.
Yep. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, the stuff like that it was just really thought it's a it was a season that rewarded Star Trek fans without bashing you over the head with the need to have seen Star Trek.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I agree with that, but I do wonder, and obviously, because I am a Star Trek fan, I don't know what a non-fan would really, how they would react to it, but I feel like this must have been a harder one for a non-fan to stay tuned into, don't you think? This
no,
season? No?
no, only because all the like the Q stuff or the holodeck episode
Mhm.
or even, Nurse Chapel's boyfriend, like, all of those things have stories that go into different shows,
Mhm.
but they're not needed as context for what we watch.
Mhm.
Like, so they're hardwiring phones into the thing. I know why they're doing that as a fan, but it's not necessary for anybody else to know that.
True, but I'm thinking more about something like 4.5 Vulcans, or,
I think it
like,
was my favorite episode of the season,
such
Four
a
and a Half
good
Vulcans.
such a good
So
one.
good.
And, like, the whole that episode in particular, I feel like was very much a fan service episode, and
Mhm.
it would, I imagine, be, I don't know. I feel like that might be a hard one to, it's less accessible. There are lots of things in it that would fly over your head and you wouldn't be, sort of penalized for not knowing them, but also sort of the whole point of the episode, you basically have to know Leonard Nimoy for any of it to be like, 'cause they were basically all imitating 60s Nimoy.
Yep, and but, at the same time, I thought it was fun I didn't think about that in the slightest,
Sure.
truthfully, and I still thought it was great. What
I
I
thought it was
thought of
great. I loved it.
more than
I loved
anything
it.
is that I thought, like, La'an becoming a Romulan instead of a Vulcan was
Yeah.
hilarious, good idea, well done. She's
Like,
got Noonien Singh DNA, so she goes
yes,
in, like, the evil direction, whatever, but
yes.
they don't ever, like, deal with the Romulans
No.
on Strange New Worlds, so if you don't really know what a Romulan is,
Like,
it
that
doesn't mean much
conversation
to
between
you.
her and Pike where they're both like, "I know something that I'm not supposed to know that I can't talk about, blah, blah, and it has to do with Romulans." Like, that must be nonsense if you're not if you're not versed in it so much. And I don't say this as criticism because I am versed in it enough and I enjoyed it and thought that was,
Mhm,
yes, I loved it. I loved it. I sort of feel bad for somebody who doesn't know what we know and maybe didn't appreciate it to the same
that's
degree.
it's a good point.
But that's sort of like who's 9 episodes or 8 episodes deep into season 3 of this show if you're not somewhat invested in Star Trek at the same time, you know
I
what I
think
mean?
that that's also true, and I think truthfully, I think the Kirk episodes are the ones that you might tend to raise your eyebrows at and
Mm,
think, I why is this guy important?" Like, if you
sure.
truly didn't know anything
Yeah,
about Star
yeah.
Trek, like, why does
I
this
feel like,
random captain from a different ship keep coming back?
but don't you think that that feels like a big enough cultural reference, Captain Kirk, that pretty
It
much
look, if
everyone's
you're
gonna
already
know?
like, if you're, like yeah, like you said, if you're in season 3 of of a Star Trek show, you probably have gone backwards or looked something up at some
You gotta know
point or
something, right?
yeah,
The fact that,
yeah,
let's talk about Paul Wesley getting to do his Shatner impersonation
man,
was
that was
mwah,
just the
mwah.
best, the best. Like, but also, like, everybody in that holodeck episode 1, I really liked them being like, "We this is why we don't have the holodeck on the original series."
Right.
Like, sometimes I love these, like, throwaway, like, "Yeah, we have the technology, but this is why we don't."
Right.
Um, but I did not get this while I was watching it, but that, um, my gosh, Rebecca Ramon
Yes.
was supposed to be Lucille Ball in that like, in that
Oh, sure.
thing, like,
Yes, yes, yes.
everybody was like, somebody
Somebody.
obviously was Gene like, um, Captain Pike was Gene Roddenberry.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and so I did like that everybody had a thing,
Yes.
but if you didn't know that they were supposed to be a thing,
Yeah.
it doesn't really
And,
mean
like,
you know what I
she's
mean?
supposed
You
to
can
be
just
Lucille Ball because Desi Lu was behind the original Star
right.
Trek, like, all like, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, yeah, but truthfully, I loved the whole thing.
The idea, by the way, that Rebecca Romaine would be, like, becomes a giddy little, like, girl what's his name? Um, oh, geez, help me out. I'm blanking on the Vulcan, the short Vulcan,
Oh, Patton
Patton
Oswalt.
Oswalt. Jeez,
Yeah,
oh my gosh. I was like, as soon as I say it, as soon as I tell you what to,
yep,
I'm gonna say it as soon as, yeah, Patton Oswalt. The idea that Rebecca Romaine would be like weak in the knees over Patton Oswalt is just the most hilarious. I like
so good.
hilarious,
Just
hilarious. That whole outcut thing at the end of the
is
episode between him and is
yeah.
like, oh my god. The, s I wanna see the outtakes from that, right? Like, the outtakes, from that scene, like, them
Yep.
not being able to get through the scene.
That's what my father-in-law said because he's a big Star Trek guy, and so
Sure.
he watched it, and he was like, "How do you not laugh?"
Oh,
Like,
man.
and how is that just not the thing that we watched at the same? Because like that
I know.
yeah,
I
I
know.
don't know, I said professionals,
Patton Oswalt,
baby, that's they just
he has gotten to really he has, like, really been able to milk the, like, "Yeah, I'm the nerd comedian," like, and he's gotten to do
mhm,
some, dream scenarios that all of us he
right,
has gotten to li
Gary the Vulcan or whatever his
Yes!
name is,
Yes!
yeah,
And we all get to live vicariously through him getting to be, yeah, Gary the Doug the Vulcan.
Doug the Vulcan,
Doug.
that's it, yeah, because he has siblings too that are also have
Yes,
human
they have
names.
Peter and whatever, like, they all
That's
just
right, and he
normal
was like,
names.
"Yeah, my parents liked human names,"
His
like,
parents were human nerds, I guess.
so so very good,
And the
uh,
fact that Spock gets whatever information he needs from him by being like, "If you give me what I need, I will talk about being human with you."
will you? Will
That's the trade.
I think Spock's realization that Vulcans are rude while logical is the best. And he's just like but he just like when he can't, like, undo their logic when, like, 5 Vulcans to beam down, 4.5 Vulcans to beam down. He's like, "I mean, it's true.
No,
It's
Vulcans
rude,
are kind of
but it's
jerks.
true." Yeah,
He does say something like that, "They're kind of jerks," or something.
they're
Uh,
just jerks.
it's
Um
just so funny, man. It's so good.
What did you think of the final episode in general?
Okay. The Marie character has always, to me, been sort of like, but she has to go away at some point. So what is the story we're telling here?
Mhm.
And how long, like, what is going to be the how much time do we have here until we catch up to the Pike that we know? And
Yep.
how long can she be around? So I've always sort of wondered what will her story be, obviously, and where will it end and how will it propel him further towards what we know is going to happen to him.
Mhm.
And it did not go exactly I didn't expect quite the um I didn't expect them to touch the what we know is going to happen to him, the sort of what his fate ends up being in the wheelchair and all that stuff. I didn't expect
Sure.
them to reach out to that quite as much as they did. And the whole last episode of them playing out their life together
Mhm.
in that dream scenario or however you want to
Yep.
felt very Star Trek Discovery series finale.
Yes. Mhm.
It reminded me, it made me think of that a lot. Of sort of like, let's watch them now play out the rest of their lives, right? Like, it was very much shades of that. For
I
me,
guess it's not yeah, I guess because it's not real, though, I think it's more like the idea that, like, this is a gift that he gets so he can
yes,
face
yes.
his not demise, but, his, you know, "I gotta
Well,
live
he
in a
can
box
face
now."
his destiny,
Right.
right?
That's a better word for it, yes. Um,
But it is
yeah.
an interesting. He gets to see what his future would look like, anticipating that destiny, and then not having to actually live it, right? He gets to sort of get that, yes, a gift of like, what would it be like if that didn't happen, if I was able to change the future and
Mhm.
play that out and sort of
Yeah, and which is
to
nice that in some
it
ways
it seemed
it's
to
like
me like
it's a very melon Go ahead.
it's very melancholy.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just it's a melancholy ending for both of them, but at the same time, um, I guess because he doesn't forget the gift that he has, like, he has been given, then his story ends up being a more hopeful one because he can dive into his destiny, like, wanting to fulfill be the sacrifice instead of, like, begrudgingly do it because he's had this gift of being able to live, like, his whole life with Marie and remember it, and so, once you have lived that whole life, you have everything that you wanted from this earthly plane, then you can shuffle off your mortal coil and be okay with it in some way, and so I liked it. I thought it was a good way of, like, actually letting him have his cake and eat it too.
Have his cake and eat it too is a good way to put it. Yeah, it very much was. Like, he gets to sort of see what that would be like and feel that, and it felt real to him. Um, and it was the thing for me was that it was that whole we watched all of that play out, and then it was very sudden. Like, then she was gone so suddenly.
Yep.
And
Isn't that just how
how
that works, though?
heartbreaking, right? Like,
Mhm.
just absolutely, like, he one minute you're living out your life into your 90s or whatever, and then the next second she's gone, right? Like, just
Yep.
devastating, devastating.
Really devastating. Yeah. But, it was nicely paralleled, I thought, with Spock and Kirk, who formed this quite, like, inseparable bond in that episode through the mind meld, and I like that Kirk has spent the last couple of seasons building connections with different members of the crew.
Yes.
Like, he had the whole episode with Scotty. We make a good team. Like this, but the one with Spock was particularly interesting because they don't spend much time together in previous episodes because he's Kirk's kind of well, he's on another ship and doing another thing, but we know their friendship is, quite legendary. So to have that togetherness cemented while Pike's togetherness is like, ripped out. That was a nice juxtaposition of
It
storytelling.
was. It really was. It was, and actually really like that use of the Vulcan mind meld as a mechanism for why they are so close, right? I really like that as a it's a bit of a contrivance, but it's a clever contrivance.
Yep.
That is just a really clever use of something already existing in universe
Mhm.
that completely explains how they could be on the same wavelength. Um,
All the time,
and
except for those
yeah,
first few episodes of the first season. Yeah. Yeah.
yes. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was such a good use of that. We are getting at least one more season, right?
Getting 2 more seasons.
2 more.
Yep.
Okay, so it will be a 5-year mission in the end.
It is a 5-year
Um,
mission in the end. The last season is 6 episodes instead of 10,
okay.
but they are gonna wrap the show.
So we've got 16 more episodes coming. It I do have to think that we're gonna say goodbye to Dr. Mbenga at some point in the next 16 episodes, and McCoy comes in,
So it's
right?
funny that you say that because, the one of the producers, not Kurtzman, but another one of the producers said that you're gonna see everybody from the original crew except for Chekhov because he's too young. Like, it
Okay.
wouldn't make sense to see Chekhov,
He's only
at
supposed to be,
this
like,
point in
17
time.
when in the original series, so that makes
Right,
sense.
exactly, so he's, barely he's, like, middle school
He's a
or
kid, yeah.
whatever at this point. Um But I think, like, you're eventually gonna replace the cast with as much as possible, you know,
Right.
without it feeling like a completely different show by the end. But, something's gotta happen to La'an. Something's gotta happen to
I
Una.
know that one actually,
That one hurts.
um
She's one of
that
my
one
favorites.
hurts.
Yeah.
She's
She's one
really yeah, she's really grown on me. Ortega's too will have
Mhm.
to go,
Yep.
and Sulu will have to take her place.
Correct. Yep.
Um, and that I mean, I would love to see a scenario where she trains Sulu and then gets to leave on her own terms, but
Sure.
I don't think you get to be half Gorn and come out of it okay.
No. No. Well, I think all what a part of it is, like, when Kirk takes over the Enterprise and they go on their own 5-year mission and stuff, like, you can also have new crew
It's
members. Like,
true.
you don't have to have everybody that was already staffed on the
Is
ship.
that good TV?
No, it's
I'm
terrible
bringing in my own
TV.
crew now.
Yeah, it's terrible TV. No,
Yeah,
it's
no.
also
This is why I
bad
don't think it'll happen,
it's also bad
right?
captaining, really.
It's
Like,
it's
yeah,
true.
like, I know you have a job, but I'm bringing in my own
I
person.
have my
Like,
driver guy.
yeah, no, that's no good.
Yeah, when I say one half impulse power, he does it different.
Right, yeah. I mean, Bones coming in for Mabenga makes sense and like because he feels like he's a ticking time bomb. His story,
He
like,
yes.
you know,
Yes.
that
They're building Mbenga's story in layers
Mhm,
slowly, and he is the more you find out about him, the more complicated he is, right? And the
mhm.
less of a surprise it will be when he, in one way or another, leaves the Enterprise.
Yep.
Um, because, like, we've had all this stuff with his, his daughter in the, um, transporter buffer and all that stuff, like, we've had all these and all the stuff from the war, like, he's got some skeletons in the closet and he's got a story we don't know still,
Mhm.
which has made him a very interesting, compelling, mysterious kind of character too.
Yeah, but such a big heart, and I just love him to pieces. He's
I love him.
a really good character, great actor, but I also love
Yeah.
Bones. So, at the same
Yeah,
time, I'm
right.
like, "Come on, Bones." Like,
Yes, yeah. I've
but
just
if I
now
ever
gotten
wanna watch
attached. I've gotten
right.
attached to Mbenga now,
Yeah,
right? Like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, if I wanna watch if I wanna watch Bones, then there's tons of episodes,
true,
movies,
true.
a
Yeah.
reboot, of
Yes.
sorts, so there's plenty of I could watch the show Bones, which is not about him, but
Not about him, but
no.
is also okay, I suppose. What did you think of, Ortegas's brother, and his storyline
That
on
was
the season?
the worst part of the season, personally, I
Mm,
didn't love it. I did kind of like the documentary episode itself. I liked his he had an axe to grind, but he actually, like, figures it out by the end that Starfleet is on the level as much as they possibly can be, which is
mm,
part of the fun of Star Trek is that, like, they actually try to do even though they do falter at times, they aren't actually trying to do their best. Uh,
yes.
and, and if somebody higher up fails, somebody else steps in line to, make it work
Yeah.
better, whatever. So, I'm glad that it all kind of got there, but I wasn't thrilled with him in general. He kind of annoyed me.
I kind of wanted more from his relationship with Uhura. I kind of
Mhm.
wanted something it was sort of a foregone conclusion that they were going to date, you know what I mean? So it wasn't
Sure.
like there wasn't a will they, won't they? There wasn't, but there could have been, like, the 2 actors have really good chemistry.
Mhm.
That could have been so they could have teased it out a bit more, I guess, and made it a little bit more exciting because the 2 of them had such good chemistry, but I guess I wish they had. I liked the documentary episode. I liked the documentary episode so much that I actually thought he made such sort of strong points, even though he had an axe to grind.
Yes.
He made the points so convincingly and with so much, like, evidence to sort of back them up
Mhm.
that I almost felt like he backed down from his position too quickly,
Sure. Mhm. Right.
and I needed to see him be more persuaded than that, before he would let go of it because he was so like, "You actually have some valid point, like, that is kinda colonizer behavior when you put it that way, like, how are they gonna get out of this one?" And then it was just sort of like, "You're just mad at the Federation because it took your sister away," and he just sort of melted, and I was like, "Ah," I mean, I like that being the I like that being his motivation even. I just wish it had been stronger in how it was executed.
Sure.
Like, I think it worked better on paper than it did as an episode.
Yep.
And it worked I think it works really well on paper, and I wish they had just made a few adjustments here and there to where the episode would have worked as well as it does on paper, if that makes sense.
It does, and I think part of it is, like, they're stuck having to defend Starfleet at, like, this like,
Yes.
Starfleet's history and, like,
Yeah.
because some of it is colonizing behavior.
It right, and
Yeah.
and and I kind of like that they were going there with the, like, accusations, and I was like, "Ooh, they must have something good to counter those accusations."
Mhm.
Like, if they're bringing the big guns, I guess they're gonna have something good to go against it, and it felt like they what made Starfleet triumph in the end was basically just like, "But we're the good guys of the show, so it's fine." Do you know what I mean? There
Yes.
wasn't really a reason to me, a satisfying enough reason to explain away all of his objections. It was more of a, "It's
That
fine because 'cause we're the good guys."
that's a good point, though I didn't take it so much as, like, it's okay because we're the good guys. I took it more in the way that, like, we're trying our best,
Yeah.
which is which is all you can hope for because you're always gonna stumble and you're always gonna fall and
Yes. Yes.
whatever else, but you're right, it's funny because I watched that one pretty close to a Next Generation episode where Starfleet tells, Picard that he has to move, Native Americans off of a planet that they
Yes.
moved to, and they don't have a choice, and I'm like, "Well,
That is
yeah,
colonizer, yeah, like, straight up.
that's
Mhm.
not great," but I mean, like, that is what they're addressing in
Well,
the
that's
show.
it.
Yeah,
That's it, and, like, I feel like that an episode like that does addresses it a little bit more head on,
yeah.
where this sort of talked about it and then was sort of like, "But in the end, aren't we all just all human and we're all flawed, aren't we?"
Yeah, high five, everyone. Continue being
Right, it's
flawed.
just like,
Yeah, I understand.
yeah, but that just wasn't satisfying. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even need to belabor it, but yeah, that was one where I was like, "Ooh, I had high hopes for that one," and it didn't kind of
I think because
live.
I didn't have a pre-fixation with his character, I guess. He was just kinda there
Mhm.
that I I found the documentary to also just be kinda
Just there.
there.
Yeah. I
So,
liked the way that episode was shot a lot. I liked
yes, I
how
did
much
too.
they it was only an episode or 2 prior to that that they even showed us he was using drones, and then they made liberal use of the drones in that actual documentary episode.
Yeah,
Um,
I loved the shots, like, inside the computer panel cameras.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
that was
For, like,
really
spy
cool.
shots and stuff, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah.
I feel like I had something else to ask you about this season, but I can't remember. Oh, in a show that is famously like a like post-religious society,
Yeah.
post-atheist, 2 instances of people praying, like, in a positive fashion, which I found
Yeah,
so,
wait, that's right.
so interesting.
Wait, so Uhura prays in
And Pike
Swahili.
prays.
When does Pike pray?
When
Remind me.
Marie is in her coma or whatever, he says an "Our Father," or, like, pretty close to it. It's, like, getting to that
Yes.
point. He says the Lord's Prayer, and then I'm pretty sure Uhura says something quite similar. Um,
It the captions just said praying in
pray
Swahili.
he's praying in Swahili, yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that, like, it's even, like, showing characters doing that is pretty antithetical to all of
It
Star Trek.
yeah, it's definitely against the grain of the Roddenberry vision of Star Trek, right? Where he sort of saw it he always sort of put it as, like, religion as a primitive something that primitive cultures
Right,
hung on to, but the Starfleet generation, so to speak, were more enlightened than that and didn't cling to such things. And if they did, it was more for the comforts of their traditions of home or whatever than it was for the actual um, faith.
right.
But this and that was true as recent as Star Trek Discovery,
Mhm.
where we saw them go to. There was an episode in the last season where they went to some planet with some religious um, ritual. It was like a marathon type of thing, a race, whatever.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, that's right.
Remember that? Yeah.
Mm,
But and it was sort of again like it was sort of painted as a this is an ancient thing that's not really something anyone believes in anymore. But yeah, it is an interesting uh change, so to speak, in
yeah.
a way,
I
in
thought
how
it
they're portraying it.
I took it in a way like, in a way that they were trying to say that, Starfleet Starfleet likes to think that it's above these things or is
Mm,
past these things, but people are still people, and they
yeah,
do fall back on comfortability or things they can't explain or whatever else, and science isn't the end all. But it I was fascinated by that because it was a clearly deliberate choice twice to
yeah.
do that, and it's just I haven't really seen that in people like
You, you
Starfleet
know,
centric
you're
episodes.
so right. I hadn't really thought about it until you mention it now. But you're so right. It is. It is different. It's a change of pace for Star Trek for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of change of pace, Frank, we are over time, so we should change our pace and talk about where people can find us.
Well, you could head on over to beerwithgeeks.com. That's one of my favorite places to tell people to go, because you can find all the episodes there. You can find, going back. You can go through every episode where we talked about the change of seasons and whether or not it was too early that seasonal beers were showing up. It's only March. Why are these summer beers already? I don't know. Did we do that? I have no idea. Probably not.
I hope not
Anyway,
in March.
it
That would be ridiculously
you can
early.
tell us at beerwithgeeks.com. You can go there and listen to the old episodes and tell us if we did that. You can go back and listen to our past episodes about Star Trek Strange New Worlds and other Star Trek. Um, yeah, you can do all of that at beerwithgeeks.com. You can go to whatever podcast app you like and rate and review us. You can go to patreon.com/thoughtbubbleaudio and review us with some money, and say, here, you are the $5 worth. Thank you. Pay a bill. And we will say, thank you. I will pay that bill. Thanks. That's those are things you could certainly do if you wanted to keep in touch with us. Yeah.
That's
Those are
very good.
places. Those are things.
Very good. I do have a final thought unrelated to Strange New Worlds, but to Star Trek. I was thinking about the alternative universe,
The Mirror Universe?
not the mirror universe, the not the Farragut universe, the
Kelvin.
Kelvin universe. Thank
Kelvin
you.
timeline.
I was thinking of the Kelvin timeline because they're always like, "Oh, there's going to be a fourth one sometime, we promise." But at this point in their careers, like they're much older than the last time than they made a Star Trek movie with that cast.
Yeah, it's
I
been
would
like 10
love,
years.
I would love to see their version of Admiral Kirk
Yes.
and Captain Spock and like, or maybe Ambassador Spock, or like
Yeah, show
go
me.
don't show me the crew again, show me the crew getting back together again, but
Yes.
do the motion picture, but better. Like,
Yes. Let
you
me
know
see V'ger.
yeah,
We already did Khan, right? So, like, let's
right,
do.
so, like, if you're gonna do it, then don't do the search for Spock, that wouldn't make any sense, but, show
No.
me some space whales,
Yes.
yeah, or, like,
Yes.
show me, um, Undiscovered Country, but your version of it,
Right.
or, like, something like that, that would be so fun,
Yes.
I would
That would be the way to
love
do it
more.
at this point. I completely agree.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't believe that Chris Pine's Captain Kirk is still a captain. Like, he shouldn't be. He's, like,
No.
veering in on it in his 50s if he's
It's
not there
been
already.
like 10 years, hasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
since we last saw them, like,
yeah,
it's been a
hold on,
long time.
I'll actually use my one
Yeah,
lookup.
we're in overtime now, baby. It doesn't matter. No
Yeah,
lookups are not a thing. Yeah, lookups are
Star Trek what's that?
into
Beyond. Star Trek
Beyond.
Beyond came out in
16, right?
2016,
Yeah, 9 years ago, man. That's
and
weird to
at that point, he was already like, "I'm feeling it."
right.
Yeah. Like, and Chris Pine is 45 now.
Is that all
He's
he is?
actually
He's only
younger. He's
45?
younger than I thought he was.
He's younger than I thought too, yeah.
Still, even then, he's veering
Yeah.
in on Admiral territory.
Yeah.
By the time the movie, like, they do it,
It's
make it,
it's
and whatever.
believable. We can
Yeah.
yeah, they could do it believably, for sure.
Mhm.
I just think, yeah, it's been so long since we've seen them that it would just make more I don't need just, like, another adventure in the adventures of the Enterprise crew. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would want something a little bit more like, yeah, we're getting the crew back together.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, Zachary Quinto is 48. So, well, they're all basically the same age. So,
Okay, yeah.
fascinating. But, yeah, I would like to
Fascinating.
see that. That would be my if you're gonna do it, show me the turtlenecks. Show me their version of the
Yes.
turtlenecks. Yep.
Yes. Mhm.
Mhm.
Did did Kirk and Alice Eve end up together? Oh, we got okay. In
Right?
that
Yo, Nurse Chapel is in that universe. I totally forgot about that. That's who she is, isn't
right?
she?
Yes.
Right.
Also, we got in that episode, um, with the mind meld, we did get multiple mentions of Kirk on Orion. So, the Orion slave girl thing reference
Right. Yep.
multiple times,
Yep.
and that was a big original series, like, you know,
Thing. Yep.
callback. Um, that obviously we also had in Star Trek 2009. So
That's right. She was the roommate.
right.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. The most unpiratey Orion there ever was. The Kelvin
Yes.
universe. The
Yes.
Kelvin universe roommate. Yeah.
Oh
But
yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff. Well, Frank, thanks for joining me on Beer with Geeks as you do almost every week because it's a show that we do together. So Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.